Hi, artsy friends. Tristina Dietzelms here, artist, and I wanted to share with you some of these really funky new brushes that I think I purchased them about a year ago. They are the extended needlepoint brushes, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a painting of a thistle with these. That was the idea that I had, because with this little tip right here, that extended tip, it lets you make really neat little brush marks. You can see I've already opened this one. These, when they come, they look very narrow like this, but once they get wet, they get all fluffy. But let's go ahead and paint something with them. Now, these do come with starch in them, so it is hard. You're going to need to put them in water to start and get them nice and fluffy. There we go. Now the starch is off. Look at how big and fluffy that is. And it holds tons of water in the back end. Before we get to the fun of painting with these, let me show you what kind of marks each one of the different sizes makes. In this set, we have the sizes 4, 10, 14, and 20. This is a little bit of Asian Sumi ink. Let's go ahead and play with these different sizes. What I like about this tip is, first of all, you can get a beautiful thin line with it. You can also just push it a little bit more and get a tiny bit thicker line. What I love, though, about this belly here holding all the paint is the way that you can just go and go and go and go, because that fluffy portion is feeding ink into the tip. Look at that. You can't do that with a regular detail brush. That's what I find. A regular detail brush, I'm always running out of paint. But look at how it just goes and goes and goes, more and more and more. And then I'm going to press a little bit harder, so I'll get a different kind of mark here, like that. Okay, so you can use the belly of the brush as well for mark making. That was the size 4. Let's look at the size 10 here. Okay. And it gets really full of ink. Oh my goodness, so full. So let's use just the tip. You can get a really nice line. Let's press a little harder on that. A little bit thicker line. Here we go. Back and forth so you can see. Yes, this is definitely gives us a thicker line than the number 4, but it'll just go and go and go. Let's see what kind of mark we can get doing this, like that. And I know that some people also love to do leaves with these, because you can outline it, you can fill it in. There we go. So that is the size 10. Let's look next at the size 14. I just love how fluffy the back end of these brushes gets. It's so cute. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to use a light touch, and I have a very nice line there. I'm going to press it a little harder and get a thicker line. And then, of course, I can just go and go and go and go like this, on and on and on. So you can see the size 14 line and the size 10 line are very similar, but when I put it down on the surface like this, it does give me a different and bigger mark right there. Let's look now at the number 20. Wow, this is a big sucker. Big! And it's going to hold a lot of paint. Here we go. Let's get our detail line. So that is the thin line with the number 20. Let's go just a little bit thicker. There you go. Beautiful lines, though. And you see the control that you have here. On and on and on. Just more and more and more and more paint. Great for doing line work, marks, because it just keeps on going. Let's do, wow, tons of paint in there. Large marks when you press and lift like that. So let me clean these up, get the ink out of them, and let's create a watercolor. I just wanted to give you a quick tip that when I was getting the black ink out of these brushes, the black really wants to sit down in all of those bristles. So this is my tub. I use the big tub of the General's pencil the master's paint, and it also comes in little sets like this, so that especially if you're traveling or you're going out to a class, you may want to take a set like this. But this is the paint, and you can see you just keep wearing it down. I love this soap for getting all of that paint out of these brushes, and they didn't shed either, so I just want to let you know these are brilliant. They were not shedding everywhere. Let's go ahead and paint. This is the paper I'm going to be working on. It's the Fuumuui 100% cotton watercolor paper notebook. I really love this paper because even though it does have a cold press texture, the texture is quite light. Like, it's not an aggressive texture. So I love that about it. And then the paint I'm going to be using is some of the Van Gogh tube paints in here. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to start with that brilliant purple. I just love that purple. So let's make the purple top to the flower right now. I'm going to take the medium sized here. Let's just pick up a little bit of purple in there. I want to make sure there's plenty of water. Good, good, good. And then I went to Pixabay and I got myself an image of a thistle flower. I do love the thistles, and so I'm going to build a thistle using that beautiful, brilliant tip. But I also know that the base of the thistle, there's a lot of there. It's like a bulb like that. So we're going to do this. We're going to build our thistle out, and you can see it lets me go and go and go. Nice. And I have not picked up any more paint. Fantastic. Now, if there's too much, I can pick this up right here. Nice. Bring some more detail back in. Fabulous. A little bit more up like this. There we go. There's the head of the thistle. And then let's get, this is the size 14. And I'm going to get a little bit of this gray and a little bit of the green and put it in here at the base. Start building a base to it. And then we need a little bit darker green. And we're going to bring that right in here. It wasn't as easy to fill in that bottom bulb with that needlepoint brush. I probably could have used a regular brush, but I like how the needlepoint gave me those ridges there. And now I'm going to be using it to put a few little spikes, because there are spikes all over this plant, even all over the stem. As you can see there, I switched to the smaller brush, and that smaller brush was perfect for that. Now I'm going to come in with a little bit darker because I feel like the spikes are getting lost on the little bulb there. So I darkened by adding a little bit of red to the green, and it was just too much. It's nice thing is you can adjust your watercolors, right? And then I grabbed a bigger brush because it was now time to do the big leaf. And the fun thing is that even the leaves of the thistle have all those little spikes on it, which is really a lot of fun to paint in with the tips of these brushes. After I dried the painting, I noticed that I needed a little bit of yellow in the background, because in the photograph, the sun was shining behind it and I wanted to add a really nice glow. So I added some yellow and some yellow to the green in order to get a beautiful glow on this piece. And then there, I'm adding a little bit of pink to the thistle in order to give those that purple top a really nice effect. And now you see it's not easy to pick up color from the small pans, but I was experimenting with the big brush to do the background. And I think I would have probably preferred a regular watercolor brush to do the background with. Now, I wasn't comfortable using that large brush to add more water, so I just tamped off a little bit of that blue to fix up that background. Well, that was a lot of fun and a challenge with these extended point brushes. I can say that I love these extended points for doing all of these lines. I found to get the best point, the little sharp point, that you want to start from the inside and move out that way. And this gives you a beautiful little flick. And I like that it holds so much paint here so that it can just go and go and go. I did discover that using the smaller pans like this in a set, it's difficult to get all the paint up into here because of how long this is. So I definitely recommend using some sort of wider spaced palette in order to get your whole brush in there. It helps a lot to get more of the paint onto the brush. In all, I really had a lot of fun with these. I would use these together with other regular watercolor paint brushes so that I could have the control of the regular paintbrush, but also be able to get these fun points and little marks with these brushes. I think they are terrific for that. I definitely encourage you to pick up a set and play with them and discover for yourself how you best like to use these extended point needle brushes.